So yes, thank you for coming to my workshop on wireframing with Figma. This is more like a UX design thing, but also it goes to like product management and then also to developers when you're looking at the wireframes on what you should be developing. How do I? Hello. Next slide. Okay. Sign in if you haven't already. Am I muted? I'm not muted. Yeah, sign in if you haven't already yet. But we'll get started. So what is wireframing? Do any of you guys have experience wireframing a little bit? Yeah, I know. I think I had to do it for like mobile app development with you, son. He had us do a wireframe. I think like he literally used this picture that I put in here, but yeah. Okay, so you don't know what wireframes are. They're the basic blueprints on like the layout, what the interface of your app or web app is going to look like. So it'll show the flow of user actions. So, you know, the login screen, what you expect them to be pressing. If they press one thing, what page will that lead to? It'll also help to get the whole team on the same page in terms of the design and ensure that it meets any requirements that the team has. If you're in software engineering, you'll probably know about design requirements, but yes. We're going to get into it a bit later, but there's low fidelity and there's high fidelity wireframes. So when you start wireframing, don't get attached to your designs because they're still just a rough draft. And even if you make it to like a high fidelity, there's still a lot of changes that are going to be made throughout the development process. All right, so what's in a wireframe? Not like the specifics on like what you need, but this is more of just general. You're going to include the layout that'll map out the text and the imagery of what you're going to be seeing on your screen, obviously. You're going to show the functionality, so how actions are meant to be completed. You have to go into the mind of the user rather than the designer and see, like, if you were using this app, seeing it for the first time, what would you be clicking? What would you know you're supposed to be clicking? Navigation, this could be just like the navigation bar or like a menu. Do you know what you should be clicking and like how to get to a certain page that you want to get to? And then interactive components. How would the users know what they can interact with? What, you know, what visually shows they should be clicking something or they should not be clicking something. Okay, so low fidelity to high fidelity. There's also a mid fidelity, but yeah. So low fidelity, this is like, imagine you're just on a whiteboard drawing out, you know, making like little placeholders for where you want images, where you want text. It's just really basic, really quick, just during the brainstorming process. And then mid fidelity, it's kind of similar to low fidelity, but that's when you start adding like notes of like what you want this to represent, what you want it to say. If they start clicking things, but yeah, you just write out like what things should be doing so you have a better understanding. And then high fidelity, this is where things start to actually look like the mobile app or web app that you're trying to make. But also don't get it confused with a mock-up and a prototype. So a wireframe is more like black and white. You just have placeholders everywhere. Just getting the general layout. And then a mock-up, this is more for when you're doing like marketing or you're showing it to stakeholders. That's where you start adding in the colors, adding in images. It'll look more like you just took a screenshot of your final product, but you're just showing like, yeah, like color schemes, different variations of those. And then a prototype is you take all the colors and the images, but then you also add like functionality, like interactive components. So when they actually start clicking on things, it'll show what the app should be doing. So, okay. So what is Figma? I think you guys saw a bit on like the flyer, but it is an interface design tool. It's free, so that's nice. Well, there's a like paid plan, but then the free plan is like good enough for what you want to be doing. And this is used by designers, product managers, writers, developers, anyone working through the design process, just so they could give feedback or change aspects of the interface. And then, yeah, there's a library of community-made templates and UI kits. That's really helpful if you want to get an idea of what you should be trying to work towards. There's also like a developer mode that has plugins. I haven't tried it, but it's like Figma to HTML, Tailwind, and all that. So I haven't tried those, but they're there. Oh, this image is so blurry and I didn't realize. Okay, so this is how prototyping works. Within Figma, you just have all these little connectors. So when you click on one thing, it'll open to a new page. You click on another thing, it'll open to that. Maybe in a different workshop, we would show prototyping because it's a little confusing. But yeah, you can start adding like components if it's going to be a menu that's like on multiple pages and you don't want to like connect every single one from each page. You just make them into a component. It's kind of like how React works in JavaScript, or it's an yeah. That you don't have to repeat it multiple times. That's some alternatives. There is one called Balsamic, and that's low fidelity. I think like all of it's like black and white. It's very much just if you're in a meeting with the designers and you don't want to actually pull up like MS Paint, and you could pull up Balsamic and just make something really quick. There's mockups, and that is very beginner friendly, but it doesn't have that many features. And then there's Wizard. I haven't tried this one, but it has an AI assistant. I heard it's not very good, but it's there. You could say like what you want it to design, and it'll try to make a wireframe for you. And then there's Adobe XD. Very silly, but yeah. And I think that was made last year, because originally there was like talks about Adobe taking Figma, and everyone was like, oh no, Adobe not again. But then they ended up not coming to an agreement. So I think it was just like December that, yeah, they were like, oh, we're ending our merger agreement. Yeah, so that was a little funny. But okay, demo time. Figma, it doesn't have a download thing, but you do have to sign up for it. So I'm gonna open this. With the free plan, you only get like I think one project. But here we are. It looks a little scary when it's all blank, but we get what's happening out there. Okay, you go up here and choose a frame. And then on the side, I don't know if you guys can see it that well, but it's like the different iPhones, Androids, you choose tablets, desktops. So that kind of just gets the dimensions for what you want to be laid out, like kind of like a canvas. Just you do a phone. So yeah, it'll be there in the same dimensions it would be on a phone. And then from here, now, what should we design? I don't know. There. Could do the sign-in page. So we'll do this little header kind of thing. I would imagine a picture being there. This. Make the text super big. Let me move this this up. Okay. Let's see, what else do I want to make? Okay. You put in your username. Center this. You guys have any ideas? You could just start designing on your own. If you just want to follow along with me. I don't know how this is looking so far. Actually, it's really just copy this. And then I imagine that for a password. And then, yeah, this is very just super basic. You'll touch it up later, but yeah. And then this button. Let me start rounding these. How's that look? Here. Start rounding them. How fun. Little button. I'll just say longer. So do that. Okay. Cool. Center, yes. So it could just be as simple as something like that. Do you guys have any ideas, like a wireframe to make? You guys want to come up here and try it yourself? If you haven't signed up yet, you could do that. So different frames.
Social security, right? Like section, you know, there's like a government page where asking me like an organization, birthday, social security, credit card number.
Okay.
That's ridiculous.
Let me see. We could try that.
That's what the government makes you sign.
Know what the government makes you sign.
Social security required.
Yeah. That reminds me of work. Okay. Get into that. So we'll do something like this. So this is like sign out option. There's no that here. So that's an option to sign out. Be okay. Enter your name. You can enter. Okay. My goodness, for text. Let's put it first.
Yeah, he did. I just don't have a direct link. Wow. Okay.
Yeah, you guys can start designing things. I kind of want to see what you guys come up with, but last thing. There we go.
You're gonna tell me that point's it's a prototype.
What else did you say to add in there?
Social security.
Yeah, she's going straight into the social security number.
Mother's maiden name.
Yeah.
There's a mother's maiden name. Is there a father's bachelor name? Yeah, it says, I guess, in this society.
Oh, it's been enough for space. Yeah, not weird at all to ask this. Thank you, government. Perfect. Me. So do I have past Figma design? I could show one that I've used for a hackathon. This one. think it was like first time getting into prototyping. But yeah, I use this. I was a runner-up at a hackathon, so that's so fun. But this is more for like hackathons with a business focus rather than like technical practice. Or an ideathon if you go to those. Yeah, so you click on one thing, it'll lead to other pages. See like a button there. Wow, amazing.
Where did you have the forget the globe phone component? Where did you make that? Like
The phone component, it's when you, let me see. It'll be like this. Never mind. Okay, but I think it's when you actually do the prototyping, it'll just make that frame for you. This here. Let me see. Open an editor. Yeah, this is one that I've used for a hackathon with Avanade. Do you know Avanade?
Avanade.
Avanade. No, it's Avanade. This one was for like was it medical tourism? So like when you go and fly out to a new country to get a procedure done, then yeah, we're just like, okay, let's get a housing app specifically for that.
After the BBL.
We didn't say that in the thing, but it was kind of for that. But yeah. So I think this one I mentioned it before, but there's like templates and UI kits. I think we used that for this one. Yeah, the different pages, the login screen, and then prototyping. Let me see. Yeah, so when you click, there's this little line, which is the connector, showing which page it goes to. It could get a little confusing when you have things going back to each other, but yeah, it's quite cool. And then I already showed you guys how the prototype like looks. Let me go back. Let's see. Yeah, so when you like present this, it's not really showing technical skills, but when it's a hackathon that focuses on the idea and like the look, which goes towards more business focused hackathons, something that they would want to further develop. This is a lot easier to show them than trying to like code something really quick and have it look not that great, but yeah. Just to show all this. I don't know how long it would take me to code all this, but for this, it was only like a few hours, So, yeah. With that, does anyone want to try, or does anyone have questions?
There's something like, especially right now, like if you can't think of an idea or something to design, there's something I tried once. I think it's called like the daily UI challenge.
Daily UI challenge, yeah.
It's like 100 days. Basically, every day they just email you like a prompt
Oh, really?
to follow in Figma. For example, like the first time it was like a sign up page, and then make like a checkout page, or make like an app icon. Like it's just a bunch of different prompts that it just emails you every single day, basically, and it kind of forces you to like design. I don't know, like I had only heard about Figma, and I'm like, I don't want to watch like a 5-hour tutorial. Like I want to just mess with it.
Yeah.
So I just did that, and for like a week, every day I just did whatever the prompt said, and just like learn that way.
Yeah, that's really good.
So it was kind of cool.
Yeah, you do not want to be stuck in tutorial hell with all this. Yes, we're gonna try. So yeah, now I'm just showing you guys the community tab, which shows different app designs made by other creators that you're able to use. Some of them cost money for some reason, but that's just how the world is. It's like, yeah, you can see different designs that people have made. They're really cool. On here, what else is here? I think, yeah, this is the dev mode. And then there's plugins that I was talking about. So like the Figma to code, HTML Tailwind, Flutter, Figma to Replit. Like, I don't know how they work. I'm a little scared to try them. Yeah, export them to CSS, but it's very interesting. Like this one's used by 1 million people, so it has to kind of work, right? But yeah, so that's
How many have you done? Like how many wireframes or prototypes have you done? I guess it's something you do a lot or
not too much, but like yeah, I used it for hackathons, like ideathons mainly, and then I've used it for like a web development job. Yeah, just to show them, just like, do you want it to look like this or do you want it to look like that? So I don't actually like code it, and then they don't like it, so I could just like make changes really easily.
and have you ever gone from the wireframe or the prototype that you've made to code and finish that whole process yourself?
Yeah, cool. Is that I would like to use it more, but at work I'm doing mainly backend now.
Oh, okay.
But it's fine. Yeah. I feel like Figma is very much something you guys need to like try yourself until you get the hang of it, start designing things. So yeah, who wants to try it? If you want to try these, you could. I don't know. They're a little scary, but should be fun. Okay. Any other questions or anyone that wants to try to make one, or anyone that is making one right now, to put it in like the Discord or something.
Can you make one that looks like WhatsApp?
Make one that looks like WhatsApp.
Yeah.
I don't even have WhatsApp. I don't know what that looks like. So fake. Okay. What does WhatsApp look like? Okay. Is that what it looks like?
I don't know how WhatsApp either.
You don't know WhatsApp? Why did you tell me to make it?
Trying to trick my old relatives into clicking weird links on WhatsApp.
Don't say that.
You gotta make it look like WhatsApp first.
Okay. Let's see. Let's get at it, everybody. New frame. A phone. That one. Where is it? Okay. Just zoom in. It's okay. Let's see. What does that look like? Chats, status, calls. Okay. It's not right. That's good enough.
Can't wait to use this to scam the other.
What? Okay, let's ignore that part. Let's just do this thing.
That's not even WhatsApp. Let's say WhatsApp.
What?
Look, it says
Oh.
that's not even WhatsApp.
Well, you wouldn't know. I wouldn't know.
I wouldn't know.
Who uses WhatsApp? Raise a hand.
What's that?
Really?
Where's WhatsApp?
You don't know
The
WhatsApp?
messaging, calling and the app.
Okay.
Is that Facebook? Meta? that owns it, or is that a different one?
It's like a Chinese company.
Oh, it is, okay, never mind. Oh,
Messenger.
no, but there's. Tell
Yeah, that here's someone.
Oh yeah, WhatsApp is owned by is owned by Facebook.
Yeah, yeah, I'm at
There's it's WeChat.
Telegram. There's a lot.
I'll make it WeChat.
There's Viber.
Like a WeChat.
Yeah, I don't know if that even exists.
That's an acronym.
It sounds like.
I think one of them is supposed to be, or a lot of all of it, end-to-end encryption is a big thing for those.
Yeah.
WeChat is crazy. You give red envelopes in WeChat.
Really?
Yeah.
What?
You can make like group calls and then just drop like $5 in the call. And like the person can grab the envelope. Yeah. Someone accidentally drops it as an envelope instead of zilling you. Someone else takes your $5.
Well, it just drops and then anyone can grab it.
Yeah, you can drop it as an envelope.
It's like a Discord thing.
Yeah, it's like it's like natural gifts.
Yes, no, for one.
That's pretty good. Me when I steal my grandma's pension using WhatsApp.
What?
Huh?
What did you say? We're very creative here. Oh, not Nicole. Okay.
We need to add like a timer on the top right.
Yeah.
Time elapsed. That's gotta be an idea for a workshop. Front end design speedrun. I wonder if the Figma to code would translate that as like a setup instead of each individual,
Wait for what?
like the Figma to code plugins.
Mm-hmm.
Would that turn that into like just a setup, or would it have each individual icon,
What do you mean as like a setup?
like a list of the contacts and just like repeats the list or repeats each one, or is it an individual one each time?
I don't know. Being a code. I guess it would be individual, right? Okay.
It's pretty good.
Really good. Okay. Yeah, it's like pretty quick and then It just helps a lot when you're in like a team call, you're just trying to get your idea across.
This way, definitely way faster than just coding it from scratch.
Yeah, just like, hold on, guys, and then you just start coding it on. Yeah, that's not gonna work. And then they're just like, okay, change everything. It's like, oh, okay.
So what's your process for, extracting, your information from the wireframe and then bringing it into your project, in front end?
I kind of just use this to look at like the big picture, just like, okay, this is gonna be, a div, and then it'll be including all these, and then what buttons are gonna be pressed, yeah.
Okay, so you don't like actually go in and grab the actual dimensions, because I know there's like in developer mode, there's like, it gives you some of the CSS tags,
Yeah.
right?
Like, this, that doesn't really, okay.
Yeah.
Try to plug
There you go.
Yeah, like
the
these,
box sizing. on it.
yeah. So those do help, I think. I think some people do use these to actually grab like the sizes, since the frame itself is to the size of like a phone. But
We work on a team, so we have somebody who's responsible for the design. And so at that point, because it's not, I feel like if you're doing both, you can kind of be more loose with it, but if
Yeah.
it's like, this is my design.
Yeah.
I have to kind of grab their dimensions.
I can see that happening.
Figma the code plugin.
Hmm?
And you tried the Figma the code plugin.
The Figma the code plugin. Well, here. Okay. So,
Ready to go.
ready to go. Look at these plugins.
Figma to HTML.
This one.
Yeah.
Let me title this.
It has to work.
This. Figma to code. Yes.
Needs to refresh.
Maybe. Let's see. Oh, Chris.
It's not there.
Stop it.
Please, please.
Okay. Plugins.
Oh, there it is.
This one. $12.
Huh?
Never mind.
Wow.
Huh?
Never mind.
You have to pay money?
Sure.
If you want to try it.
It's $12 to become irrelevant. It's a front end developer.
Free options, there's gotta be a free option.
You're not getting death mode. It's fine. It's there if you want to try it. And then I mentioned it earlier, different alternatives. I think some of them do cost money. Some of them also have a free plan. I'm pretty sure Adobe costs money. Probably just has like free trial, but
Yeah, just look up Balsamic and it costs money.
they cost money.
You know that Adobe XD was free at one point, is it still free?
I doubt it.
Adobe XD,
XD is free?
yeah, XD was free when it was first coming out, because I remember back in like 2018, 2019. I remember we did graphic design and
Yeah.
they were advertising Adobe XD as free.
Yeah, I remember that. I was at Spark also.
They're saying like, I think I discontinued subscription.
Yeah, Adobe does this for the model. It's like,
So there is a free trial,
you get a deal as a student here though.
gonna cost you money.
Interesting.
When I accidentally subscribed to Adobe, which is
Hmm?
accidentally
Not that
subscribed to
good.
Adobe.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's around $100.
Weird.
UIzer is free.
Is this one for you?
They have a.
They sign up for
AI,
free.
image generation.
Oh.
Yeah,
Okay.
and
There's
Who
one
bought
in Photoshop, yeah.
Yeah.
I've never tried this.
Interesting.
yeah, it's not like a dolly or anything like that. It's a dolly kind of, I you know. I tried a bunch of different prompts and it all ended up looking kind of the same and not very good quality, so, you know. My wish might vary with that. Probably will, right, well, if you're paying,
This is
what,
AI.
you know, $60
AI generated.
a month, much people are paying that, they better get better.
Does it look good?
Wait, 60 a month for what? For
Well, if you're like you know, if you're paying for the full license, monthly for, you know, Photoshop and Illustrator, and designing a nice, it's around $30 each.
don't those come in Creative Cloud, so like one subscription for everything?
They might have a deal, yeah, yeah. So, because I'm not paying for the, I mean, this student went through Cal Poly, yeah, but,
Other than that,
Yeah,
any
they better be.
questions? Any questions in chat? You guys have something there?
they could, right?
Yeah, imagine you're like working on it. Honestly.
They probably.
$50 with.
I think when they went subscription though, they did fire a lot of their students, so they probably have a smaller team now. Yeah. Yes, well, it makes sense if it's pretty stable, right, but. Yeah.
How long ago did it go full subscription base?
I don't remember, it's years ago, I really like, so, let me see.
Yes, sign in if you haven't already. Hello. And then some quick announcements. Next week is the career fair or spring career fair. That's on Friday. So you guys should go to that if you're interested. The week after, so March 8th, we're gonna have our Bronc coding challenge. I put that in the Discord. It's with like sheet codes, game dev, data science and AI, and the Google Developer Student Club. It's gonna be like leak code style questions, and then if you get them all right, you get a prize. Yes. So that'll be fun. Make sure you.
What if I don't want to sign it ever?
Why would you do that?
Prize.
Yeah, we have an attendance prize. And then maybe I'll do like mini prizes or just giving out like candy if you have a lot of attendance points, but you didn't get kind of a prize now. Not yet. You have to wait for the end of the semester.
Can Ebert also win?
Oh, oh, I'm sorry. I'm so sad.
That's all the president's fault. Blame it on the president.
No. I'm sorry.
What if you just graduated and not
I
a
did we went
student?
subscription in 2012.
If you just graduated, you're not a student.
That you're not allowed on campus.
You know, I'll see from the attendance form, and then we'll work something out. All right, any other questions? Figma related or not Figma related? If there's no questions, you guys are free to go. Most of you guys have class at 1. You get ready for that. Yeah.
Thank you.
What?
And
Oh gosh, Sean is here. Wait, John.